Okay. Okay. Alright.
Hello, hello.
Hello. I am quite annoyed about Twitter being completely down right now, because I forgot to schedule the tweet.
Oh no.
And, it would, like, I just saw Mark Hamill had a scheduled tweet go up, so, like, at exactly 7. So if I had scheduled it in advance, it would have been fine. Oh, well. Yeah, people are still, like, frantically liking things. It's just,
Yeah,
I
I
remember...
didn't even know it was down until I came back. I had run out to get some stuff from the hardware store. I came back. I was talking with a couple people, and they're like, "Oh, you're only doing this because Twitter is down." I'm like, "What? What? What are you
You
talking about?"
assume I was aware Twitter was down.
It's like I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Alright, let's see. Audio looks good. I, did I send you the link? Let's see. Also, I was having weird issues with my capturing. There's just, technical issues all around, it seems.
Oh,
But,
jeez.
as long as, yeah, my stream looks fine.
Yeah, I can see your stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Ugh, and like I'm also realizing like the moment it comes, like I can't just wait until it comes back, because once it
Right.
comes back, it'll just be an hour straight of people talking about how Twitter was down. So I'm just completely out of luck there. I'm just posting on my like Patreon Discord server as well. So, I mean,
Gotcha.
I do upload VODs to YouTube and stuff, so it
Okay.
will eventually be seen. So, why don't you introduce yourself while I type out on
Oh,
Discord real
sure,
quick?
sure. My name's ScrapperFerret. You can call me Scrapper, or I actually have a real name, which you'll find out after a while. Most people in the furry fandom go, "Wait, you have a real name?" And I mean, there have been people I've known for like 3 or 4 years, and they're like, "Oh, go talk to so and so." I'm like, "Who is so and so?" "Oh, that's oh, okay, fine, yeah." And I'm going, "I have a name." Um, but my IRL's Matt.
Which
I've
would you
been
rather I refer to you as?
Scrapper's fine,
All right.
because I think pretty much everybody within the community generally calls me
Mm-hmm.
Scrapper. Either they just call me Hey Ferret, um, or Tube or whatever. But yeah, Scrapper is generally what I've been known by for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm.
I think, how long have I been in the fandom? I think around 2009 or so. That's I got in really late, actually, comparatively to a lot more of the community, and definitely
Mm-hmm.
I am what they call a gray muzzle, because I am definitely on the older side of the
See,
spectrum.
just immediately dropping like arcane terms on me.
But
Gray
yeah,
muzzle. That's
gray
one.
muzzles are what are generally referred to as the very older crowd,
Mm-hmm.
within the community. I think I don't know what it counts as now. It's like, I don't know, 40 and up. I don't know, 35 and up. Sorry, my phone's going off in the background. I don't know why it's not shutting off. Sorry if you can hear
I mean,
that.
it's fine. Answer your phone. One
Oh
of
no,
the
no.
one of the nice things about having a casual stream like this that doesn't have like a video game or anything going on is
Yeah.
people can be like half paying attention on their phones. Like it's fine. Just chill.
It's like my landline that I let all the garbage and spam and political calls and everything just goes to my landline. I just don't even pay attention to it. It just goes to my answering machine, then I just delete everything.
I haven't had a landline in a long time. So I don't know if you saw that I've done art for people in the furry community before, but I've
Okay.
never considered myself a part of that community. I've sort of been like adjacent. I'm many kinds of adjacent. I was active in the brony community for a while in like 2010.
Hmm.
Um I'm in Magic, obviously, which is way more furry adjacent than most people like pay attention
Oh
long
my
enough to
gosh,
notice.
yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Um, so yeah, like I'm familiar with like drawing anthropomorphized characters and stuff. But I've never been able to come up with one that I felt any sense of identity with, and like just like not for lack of trying. And I
Sure.
would consider myself good at it too, but um, yeah, I've not yet had success. And I
Sometimes
figured it would be
it's
fun.
tough. Yeah, sometimes it's tough, and I think when I first got into it, I got pulled into it because of Pokemon actually.
Really?
Yeah, my partner Jin, they also design fursuits, and we do all that stuff with our costume side gig.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that they did was they created an Umbreon costume, and I'm like, oh, that is freaking adorable, you know. And I hadn't really thought of it too much, but after looking at that and seeing how much fun they had, I'm like, well, oh, hell, I want in on this. So they created a Lucario costume for me, and we went to. We're located in Pittsburgh, and there's a local anime convention,
Mm-hmm.
Tekka Shokan, and we're like, oh, fine, we're just gonna go, as you know, a couple of Pokemon, and it just went bonkers from there. We got pulled into a couple of panels. I mean, we didn't know anybody in the community, but a
You
couple of
just
people like,
got pulled into a panel?
literally, some people grabbed by the, you guys got to come over here. You got to, so um, they pulled us into this panel, and that introduced us to like one of our very, very best friends within the community, and then I just all kind of went, I don't know, uphill or downhill, depending on your perspective
A
from
hill was
it.
traversed from
A
there.
hill, yeah, a hill was traversed, and then we just kind of went in, full force without any. The good thing is we didn't have any of that, any expectations
Mm-hmm.
or I'd say pre-bias to it. It was like, okay, fine, we're going in, and when we start, it's like, well, what are we? And it's like, I don't know. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it takes a while to figure that out sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I think the answer is that I'm probably just not a furry, but I'm giving it my best shot to come up with a character that I really identify with. And it's funny that you mention Pokemon because the name I go by, Sheepwave, is actually a reference to my favorite Pokemon, which is Ampharos. So
Okay.
like I've been. Oh, was there some sass there?
Oh, no. And it's I'm for an older person. I'm immensely in touch with Pokemon.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, like I've always been kind of in communities that are always like adjacent, but never quite been able to find an identity with any of it. And I
See, that's the
figured it would be fun to try
yeah.
again.
Well, the thing is, you don't. I think people get really too hung up on, am I a furry or
Mm-hmm.
am I not a furry? If you're not a furry, you're not a furry, and if you are, you are. And there's definitely, I'd say, levels of it, for
Oh,
lack
for
of a better
sure.
term. I mean, Brony is, man, I'd say like first cousin to furry. It's very it's close enough that I would almost consider it part of the furry fandom itself, but um you don't ever have to say I have a character to be a furry. You can just say I
Mm-hmm.
like them. I like the anthropomorphic characters, which is really the baseline of it. It's like, oh, did you like Bugs Bunny? Did you like Road Rovers? Well, hell yeah. So um that puts it right at that baseline level. If you, I would say accept slash, are into, the furry fandom at the very least. But if you say, yeah, I'm not a furry, then you're not a furry. It's totally cool. But there's nothing wrong. I think there's, you don't even have to identify as a furry, even if you come up with a furry character. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
to me, it's just a character. If you I'd say embracing the community and engaging with it, to me, is what makes you more of a furry, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
Yeah, that is the
Aw,
critical difference, I'd say,
that's
because I
cute.
do like a bunch of these character designs that I've come up with before.
Yeah.
Um, it's just like the concept that people think of when they say that word, I don't think describes me because I'm not active in any community type thing.
Right.
Despite being like very very happy to interact with and okay, so there's this funny thing that I've heard from every other artist, and I've observed myself. If somebody says they're a furry, you don't have to worry about payment. They're good for it. They're gonna be like the most sweet and kind commissioner that you ever get, and it's just like it's I've won. Okay, I heard some kind of reaction there.
I'd say that's true, and I'm just, throwing darts. I'd say that's true in about 90 to 95% of the cases.
Hmm.
Just as I think any other community, I mean, you will definitely get some. Um, what's your policy on SFW and SFW words? I don't want to just
Oh,
go off.
I follow the Twitch rules of conduct, which is don't show things on screen, and you're fine.
Okay, so I can
You can
I can curse
swear
a
all
little
you
bit.
want.
Okay, some of them are an absolute shit show. And it's very difficult just because I think a lot of the societal norms are, and I'd say, because a fair amount of the furry fandom still has like social anxieties and not quite uh, always good at social interactions. So
Hmm.
sometimes they'll be overly quiet, they'll be overly talkative, but some of the commissioners you'll get out there will just be like, uh, you know, I don't have anything to pay you with. Can you do something for me anyways? And ours will be like, not really, because this is my job. I mean, so but for the most part, yeah, I'd say you're right. And if there's one thing that I think a lot of these conventions have discovered is the big difference between like an anime convention and a furry convention is, a lot of the anime crowd is younger and doesn't have as much disposable income.
Hmm.
Furries will spend a boatload. They spend a lot of
Yeah,
money.
I mean, I imagine if you've already like put down, because I know fursuits are like, I'm sure for most people the cost of a fursuit probably never crosses their mind, but
Oh gosh, yeah.
they're like some of those things are basically Iron Man suits at this point, right?
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I've had one since about 2000. Well, let's see. I had the Lucario one, which Jin made. I ended up selling that one off, but that one, I mean, that one lasted. It was in perfect shape by the time I sold it about 3 years ago. And I've
Hmm.
had another one since about, I think, 2012 maybe, or 2013. Another one since 2019, and then Jin and I, we made another one, recently. We're also a little bit more meticulous in taking care of ours, but
Hmm.
there are some builders out there that I know that, I mean, I think one of their stress tests is they grab the head, they throw it in a washing machine and let it go, and it's like, okay, it's good. I mean, and some of them are literally, like you say, some of these are built like battle tanks. But yeah,
I
the
I know
cost.
I used to be involved a lot more with like amateur like tech community stuff, and I know that there was someone in that community was rigging a bunch of like computer cooling fans.
Yeah,
They were building an active cooling system into their fursuit. And
yeah,
I just thought that was amazing.
yeah. I have one in. Oh yeah, have you seen the Johnny Goldmain
I
suit
saw
that I have?
that and I was incredibly impressed.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the last one that Jin and I just recently worked on. When I
Mm-hmm.
say the suit, Jin made the suit. I didn't make the suit. But yeah, there's actually we have a computer fan that sits right in the mouth and just blows right into my face, so
Oh,
so it
I'm
doesn't
sure it's
so I don't
badly
overheat too
needed.
much. Oh gosh, yeah, it's horrible in there.
So I'm curious. Were you into magic before or after? Like.
I came in after. I definitely came in after. The real funny story is I think so. When did Magic start? 93?
Mm-hmm.
94? Okay, so I graduated college in 94.
Oh, I was
Um,
born in '94.
um, I was big into Warhammer around oh my gosh, it must have been 97 or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I was living in Ohio, and some of my buddies were like, "Oh, you got to play this game. You got to play this game." And they tried teaching me it, and it went horribly. Like, the person that was trying to teach me was a big red aggro player and just blew me out of the water and didn't explain anything, and it's like,
Mm.
this game sucks. And then I just ditched it. I was like, looking back now, I'm like, oh my god, I wish I bought into it.
Oh God,
Because
yeah.
right,
Oh.
right, because I mean, me, when I get into something, I kind of go whole hog. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, all right, I have way too much sealed product in my house. Um, but I got back in. Yeah, so I got into furry around 2010, and I didn't get back into Magic until what was it? Return to Ravnica. So what was that, around 15? I think 2015, somewhere in that
Yeah, that was
range.
when I was out of the game
Okay.
myself.
Yeah, I got into that, and then started doing the cosplay. Um, we made a Jace costume, like, literally, spur of the moment, like two weeks before Dragon Con. And I'm like, okay, this is a lot of fun. Let's go. And then kind of merged the two somehow, doing all this. But yeah, yeah, no, I was definitely far more furry than I was Magic, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been running Magic events at Anthrocon for the past 2
Oh,
years.
that's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. So um, I've been having a lot of fun doing that too. So
Yeah, I Magic has been like one of the circles I've kind of been orbiting around like for most of my life.
mhm.
I kind of fell out of it after a really bad experience at an event when I was like 15.
Oh, I can
Um,
understand that.
yeah. And then I kind of came back in the most recent Ravnica set.
Okay.
I don't know. I assume you probably poked around at what I do.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I've been doing like this proxy art stuff. It's been like it's kind of like really fun. I've actually the way I've kind of treated magic lately is it's my cure to like blank canvas syndrome.
Sure.
Like can't not have an idea. Here's a game with 50,000 drawing prompts.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, just pick something and run with it.
You know, like haven't done every card on the reserve list yet? Well, better keep going.
It's like, has that wrist hurt yet? No, you're not doing it. I'm not doing it enough.
Oh,
It's like,
Twitter is back. Looks like
oh, is it?
it went through. I mean, it'll
Oh,
it'll
good.
be lost in the noise, but
Sure. Yeah.
ah well. So okay, so I wanna now that I finished doodling Ampharos here,
Yes.
I wanna get into it. So I'm curious, what led you to pick like as you said, ScrapperFerret? Like what led you to ferret? Because I think this is going to be your answer to that will probably help lead me down the same
Yeah.
question.
Um, I think it's definitely half. There's two halves to it. One half, like, is the same template for everybody. The other half is just going off and into your own space. But most people kind of go, well, is there an animal that I really? Some people like, what's an animal I really like? And some people like, oh, I love, like, I love goats, or I
Hmm.
love, tigers or whatnot. Everyone's, like, I love horses. Some people are like, okay, I'm gonna make a horse. Um, either that, or some people will go, all right, well, what am I like as a person? And then
Mm-hmm.
and the I don't think it always comes as so easy as it did for me. I was like, well, what am I like? And to all my friends that know me, I'm goofy, I'm bouncy, I'm energetic, um, disturbingly mischievous, but never malicious. Like, I would say I'm not like a subtle prankster, but I'm always got a little bit of a sarcasm or a little side eye or a little something, it's like, hey, where did this go? And I was like, I don't know, that kind of stuff. But I'm also incredibly friendly and loyal, and love to be interactive with people. So I think for me, I kind of distinctly remember as I was Googling, and I'm just like typing in a bunch of these phrases, and one of the first things popped up is ferrets. I'm going, oh, wait a minute. And I started watching them. I'm like, well, well, there it is. I mean, so for me, it was really, um, easy in that regards. But I think it's grabbing onto one or two of those major um, traits, and for me, it's the mischievous,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody can be friendly, everybody can be loyal, everybody can be one or the other. Everybody can be mischievous, but to me, that sets it a little bit more apart. And at that point, I'm going, oh, I am absolutely a ferret. And I, got in touch with a few of my friends. I go, what do you think? Ferret. They're like, perfect. So it's like, yeah, it just
Hmm.
fit. For some people, they'll go, I don't know, I don't know, I like this, I like this. A lot of people honestly start looking at like wolves, foxes, and cats.
So
Wolves, foxes, cat,
so
dog.
I know I saw someone like did a bunch of like data they pulled from like FurFin or something, and was like wolf was like the most popular by a wide
Oh
margin.
gosh, yeah, yeah. Wolf
Um.
is huge, and
So.
there's nothing wrong with it. With if you decide, hey, I am a wolf, it's like cool. Celebrate it, be happy.
Mhm. So I know
um,
for me, when I mentioned that I was doing this, I actually had a
yeah.
couple people say like, "Oh, so you're gonna do like a sheep, right?" And I was like, maybe." Like that would be like the on brand with the
Like a
username
little on
thing.
the nose.
But then a lot of others said, "Oh, you're doing a cat, right?" Cuz I'm like my personality reads as cat for a lot of people apparently, and I can see it. Um so I don't know. I also don't I think I set let's see. Did I set it so that if I Google something, it doesn't show up on stream? Because I feel like typing the word fursona into a Google image search on stream is just a terrible idea.
Just asking for it. He's just like, oh, this is gonna
Yeah.
go haywire.
So I'm just gonna take a little peek at Google
Sure.
Images and like find what some people have interpreted that to be. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. See, the
Huh.
good thing is you can also kind of blend them. Like if you say like, hey, I really like the look of sheep. A sheep can be, you can still make a sassy sheep, a shy sheep, a whatever you want. It can still, interpret that personality however you want. And I think that's the great thing about personas is it's whatever you want to make it. It doesn't have to um, be hemmed into, a cat is always aloof, a cat is always pushing things off tables.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, it's some of them are really friendly, and some of them are just like, looks like a cat, and then some of them just really act like a cat. Just but others, it's just like, I just like how it looks. And that's the great thing about it. You can make whatever personality you want to it. um
Yeah, I just
and
pulled off of Google Images something that looks it's kind of what I would go for actually, like a little bit.
yeah.
I'm not sure why there's an alien here. I really
It's their
don't.
BFF.
I guess. All right, let me just. Oh no, that was the wrong layer. Let me just pull that out because I think I think I also like the more cartoony proportions because like
Yeah,
my art style is naturally very 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 like American cartoons.
right.
Um and like I know a lot of anthro characters have like superhero proportions. I've noticed is like a really common thing where they're like 8 heads tall.
Yeah, some of them can be, and that's also, I think, something you can explore with your characters. I have an extremely good friend. He does all of my Telegram stickers. If you ever use Telegram, um, and most of the art for Scrapper that I would say is, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6, but he's also done like NFC figures like style, like an amiibo or whatnot, where he's
Mm-hmm.
only, I'd say, 3 or 4. Um, so you can always go, all right, I just want to see what my character looks like in this style or this style, and I think that, to me, that's the biggest joy I get out of the furry community. Is I just like tracking down artists and say, okay, here's my character, interpret it how you want to interpret it, and have at it.
Mm-hmm.
Some other people get, I would say, extremely detail oriented on, their character. Go, no, it has to be drawn like this, in this style, with these markings exactly where they are, with exactly these colors, and well, and that's okay, because that's how they've chosen to represent themselves. And for some people, it's a really personal expression. So you'll run into all sorts of people, and how they want to have their character look.
I remember I had a commission for someone who like specified exact hex codes for
Oh
like the
yeah,
colors of, which I guess makes sense. Like I assume somebody probably asked them for it at one point because they were just like being so specific. And it's like it's interesting. Some people are like, and, that applies to everything. There's some people who are just like really particular about certain
yeah,
things. All right,
yeah,
so yeah, I think I definitely like this image has definitely pushed me in a direction that I hadn't thought to pursue before.
yeah.
So let me see. Probably just don't need that right now. Or I can bring it over here, crop the image. I know there was like other stuff I wanted to talk about, but I completely forgot most of it when I saw that Twitter was down. uh,
But yeah, for me, my characters usually, I'm bigger into, I'd say, natural markings and natural colors.
mm,
A lot of people be like, here's my oh my gosh, I just vaporwave character, and it's all that neon, blue and pink, which is really cool. I love it. I love pop future wave kind of stuff
mm.
like that. So some people will go in that direction, and the only thing I ever specify about Scrapper is his eyes are emerald green. That's it. Just, the markings, you can be,
I
cool with
have
the markings they are, but the eyes have to be emerald green. That's like the only thing I get,
I
touchy
definitely,
about.
as an outsider, have had my thoughts about characters whose color schemes are what I am currently drawing. where it's just too many.
Yeah.
It's just too many colors and patterns. Like I personally would vibe more with like probably something that's like a very particular like tone grade. Like
Yeah.
let's see I'll pull up my pixel art program so I can screen cap the palette.
Sure.
And then copy that in. So like if I was gonna make, let's see, I would probably say I would want to use like 2 of these color tone grades and then use like everything based off those.
Right.
Now I wear lots of black and blue, so I think I'm gonna pull one of these out.
Gotcha. And
Oh,
yeah, I love black and blue as a combo. That's always nice.
Mm-hmm.
We there was an artist that I knew back in the day that if you got some of the colors like the really bright fuchsias, or I mean just the really off the chart colors that you're like, look, those don't exist, in nature, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
She used to call them damn it colors. Like, damn it. It's like, you want it what? And it
I
was
mean,
especially more so, for the suit makers. It's like, oh yeah, I want this shade of neon pink. You're like, do you have any idea how hard it is to find that in fake fur?
um, yeah. So I use very natural tones in general when I'm drawing. So like so here, as a good example, like each of these is a color series that I use where I go for kind of purpler darks and yellower lights. It's just like a lot of my formal training is as a watercolor painter, so I kind of pull a lot of that influence into my.
I getcha. Oh, that's
Let's
cool.
see that, and let me pull an eye color. I have hazel eyes, so I think I'm just gonna grab these. Oh, nope, that's the wrong layer. Grab that. I'll worry about those at the end or something.
This is also fascinating for me to watch, just because I love art, but I'm awful at drawing or
Mm.
using anything. So it's this is really cool watching the process.
Yeah, I think that is the big appeal of I know that when I put a pixel art stream together, a lot of people are gonna want to watch that just because like the process is so interesting to so many
I love
people.
I love pixel art. So good.
Yeah, they are my most popular cards by a wide margin. Well, other than one of them that's in this little stack I've got here, which I might open later.
Oh,
I will. I keep wanting to do like a thing where I open like a print run on stream, but I feel like on the day when Twitter died, it's just there's not going to be any point.
yeah. It's like, oh great, thanks a bunch. It's like, how do I seal this back up? It's like,
Exactly. Like nobody's here. They're all going to be memeing on Twitter about how Twitter was down. Yeah, let me grab those, move this in. Yeah, I'm just being needlessly over specific with my color paletting. All right, and then grab that and invert, and I'm gonna. No, invert again. Okay, cool. So yeah, let me just put in my purple and my yellow and yeah, that should do. Okay, so now that I've finished mucking around with colors for hopefully at least a little bit, I'm done. I'm gonna see about doing some doodle. Let's.
yeah. Yeah, because I mean, the colors to me, they're definitely important. I think again, how you're expressing, um, the character. Um, oh, I like how this is coming out already. Just the sheer shape, and so that's a very nice shade.
Yes, I do like very subtle or natural tones. I mean, I know for a lot of people like back in the day on like DeviantArt or whatever, there would be like a character generator that was like a Flash program that someone had made.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah,
that
yeah.
those are where a lot of people like got their stuff put together.
Yep. Oh gosh, those are always time sinks for me. I used, I used to play City of Heroes a lot back in the day, and oh my gosh, the character generator on that. It's
Yeah.
like,
Character
okay, how
creators
long
in
you?
general are just so they're so endlessly fun.
Yeah, It's like, how long you been playing tonight? 3 hours. What you done? Made a character.
And
That's it.
one of
Yeah.
the one of the funny things is I think the ones that are like really hard to use are actually like people get way more into them. Like there's some of them that are just like they give you such perfect controls that it's like people are just like, "Oh yeah, okay, there's me exactly. I'm done."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one has spoiled a lot of people for other character creators. It's just really good.
Meanwhile, there's people who have the exact combination of settings memorized to create like Fiona from Shrek in the Dark Souls one, which is so bad. like I remember watching the speedrun marathon like GDQ, and they had memorized the exact values to make
Wow.
Fiona just
Oh
for
my.
the surprise factor.
Oh my gosh.
It was like I know character creators were always like fun for me as well as like someone who wasn't like I wasn't living as a woman until like the last few years, but every video
Yeah.
game I was like I'm gonna be the cute girl.
Yep.
let's
Totally see where you're coming from on that.
let's get that done as well as I possibly can. I already feel like I'm vibing with this more than any prior attempt I've done to do this. So yeah, I think going less anime and more American cartoons was a good idea.
Yeah. And you can start seeing, when you start imparting your own personal style is when it really starts taking more of a hold. um like you said, for Scrapper, like a big thing he's very known for is, he always wears this Penguins hockey jersey, and it's the powder blue one. So like all my stickers have him in the powder blue jersey, a lot of pictures have him in, and it's not anything that, I mean, me myself, I am a big hockey fan, but Scrapper himself is just like, it's just there. It's just part of, his look. And you're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay, I recognize that. And I think that's when you start seeing, you get a lot more attachment to it. And some people are really just recognized by, some of the way that their characters are designed. Like there's people out there, like Cooper Tom, which is, I mean, Cooper Tom is a very, I would say, generic alley cat looking character. He's black. He's basically just, gray, white, and a little bit of black, but he embodies that and gets into the character so much. And what he does is, you would see it and go, if you're in the community, it's like, oh, that's a Cooper Tom thing. Or, I mean, Telephone, is a Dutch Angel Dragon, and some of their patterns and designs, become, I would say, iconic, for lack of a better term. And that's what people, start gravitating towards. I'm honestly, it's funny. Like sometimes I say I'm kind of more of a fringe furry, and other people are like, no, you're known. I'm like, I don't know. I don't actually know where I stand
I mean,
within
that's
within this
exactly
whole
where I'm at.
community.
That's exactly where I am at with being a Magic the Gathering content creator. So, you're in good company. Who knows?
But I will say, I had gotten, yeah, the weirdest thing for me, is that Telegram sticker pack like blew up. It got, really, really big. And I was walking back from the convention center in Pittsburgh to my hotel, and I had my head off, because it was hot and I was away from the convention center. I'm like, okay, fine, I'm
That's
gonna pop
just
the head
like
off.
that makes total sense, but it's such a funny sentence just out of context.
Oh God, yeah. There's a really good story I have about that in a minute, relating back to Jen. So I'm walking down the street, and through the parking lot, and this person passes me, hey, hi. And I get about maybe 5 steps past him, and he turns around, he goes, hey, are you ScrapperFerret? I go, yeah. I know your stickers. I'm like, really? And that kind of blew my mind for the first time, when I kind of got recognized that way, that someone picked off my costume and my clothing, that I was a specific character, that it's just like, oh, it's just some random ferret. That threw me. That was so wild. But yeah. Quick aside, and you'll get a kick out of this. Um, Back when we first started, Jin's Umbreon suit has EL wire in it, so all the yellow rings will
Oh, I
will
love
light
that
up.
stuff.
So she'd click a button with their thumb, and all the lights would go on. So in a dark room, they'd walk in, hit the light, and you just see the yellow rings pop up. Um, and we were walking through the dealer's hall at it was Otakon, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Otakon. And there's a whole bunch of wires that would stick out of the head, when they disconnected them. Um, and Jin's walking around like Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat with the head on her hand, and all the wires hanging out over their arm, and Jin's just drenched in sweat. If you've ever thought about it, people like, is it like wearing a carpet? Yeah, it kind of is. And
I'm
Jin's
sure. Oh
just
my
drenched
god.
in sweat, and near the end of the day, and someone goes, "Oh, I love your costume. Could you put that back on for a picture?" And Jin's just like, "No." I literally dripping sweat down onto the floor, and you can hear it, pat, pat, pat. It's like, I kind of need a break, But walking around, with
Oh
the
god.
Umbreon's head like Sub-Zero was an absolute highlight of that event.
That sounds so funny. See,
Oh,
I've done like a little bit of cosplay.
yeah,
I did. When the whole Bowsette thing happened,
yeah, yeah,
I did Princess Waluigi Jet for a while. I still have the stuff for it
yeah.
around here somewhere. I've been meaning to redo it because the pictures of me then were like when I was like just starting transition, and it's just like I've come so far since then.
Yeah.
I don't want to see this. So I keep meaning to redo it. Yeah.
But
I've
even that, that it's not always the most comfortable
Oh
thing. You're
yeah,
like,
no, it was like oh my god, it was so tight and like oh. Oh,
yeah,
I think a lot of people just maybe don't notice that like cosplay and anything with like these elaborate like costumes are just it's a labor of love.
oh gosh, yeah, yeah.
And it is
There are,
labor of love.
oh gosh, yeah. I mean, there are really dumb things that we've done just to make something look right or look functional. And it's like, well, this is gonna suck, but all right, I'll do it anyways. Yeah. But I love how this top's coming out. It almost like, to me, it's like an '80s
Oh,
workout.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is I don't own this top specifically, but this is my somewhat famous. If there's any one thing I'm known for, it's this. It's the my as it's called retro bolt.
Okay.
This is actually what got me back into Magic as a creator. I made this design after the convention where I was Waluigi Jet. In the artist alley or whatever it was called.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a shirt that had a look kind of like this, and I just had this moment of that. I just had this moment of inspiration. Like, what if I made a lightning bolt shirt? And I did, and I also made one for Damnation in
Okay.
a very similar style.
Gotcha.
I can actually pull that into the document as well.
Yeah.
Where is where is
See, I love the color palette that you're using for this already. It's natural enough, but distinct enough that, oh, that is cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I have these
That's
printed on
really
cards
cool.
now, but like for a full year, they were just shirts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't have this top specifically. I mean, I honestly just drew this in because, like, this is technically a naked character, and I'm just like, I don't think that's a terms of service violation if I'm not like detailing anything. But you know what?
Right, right,
I'm just gonna not test that theory.
right. Yeah, and some people, like some people, put clothing on there. Some people don't. It just depends on what you feel like doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think mine always do. It um I need a bigger hockey jersey for my second scrapper suit because the fur on it's way
Oh
thicker.
my god! I can imagine like getting like clothes to go over that must be you must have to get like the super oversized like I know like that was
Yeah,
for a while that was a big style, and hip hop was like just the most unimaginably large
yeah.
clothing.
Yeah, the one jersey I have works well on the first scrapper that I have because I'd say a little bit more form fitting. So that one works fine. But on my second one, it's got the where the sleeves are too tight and yeah bottom hem is too tight that it's like you can see like the indentation of the fur. You're like,
Oof.
okay, now that's a little too much. I got to fix that. I got to get a new one. But yeah, that one I'll have to buy a very large jersey for that one. But yeah, so many people just love doing their characters up. And actually, oh gosh, I have one piece of Scrapper done like Jace Bellerin, and it looks so cool.
Yeah, I saw that. I know you had more. You had your recent tweets were as they probably should be were very political focused, so I wasn't able to find much, but I saw that you had like a Jace Beleren thing, and some more recent looking, or what is the words I'm trying to say? You had like more human cosplays as well, and I was curious
Oh yeah.
if those like mixed, and by the sounds of it, it does.
Occasionally, yeah. Scrapper I had done up like Jace, but I mean, we do a lot of video game stuff. So we've done Overwatch characters.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on stuff from Destiny 2. Um, uh, Funny, I've got pictures of Jace with my blue lightsaber, which just came out. It came out really cool. But
Mm.
yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong, in my opinion. With mixing all those things that you enjoy and mixing them
Oh, I
together.
mean, I have like some of my most popular cards. Or let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find this stack. I've got a Twilight book cover for Phyrexian Arena. I've got a wrestler. I don't even know wrestling. Somebody just suggested that. A wrestler on Force of Will.
Oh wow.
I've got a bunch of My Little Pony cards. I know for you that it'll be delayed, but the Animal Crossing cards. All right, there's one.
Oh, Animal Crossing
Oh,
is
this
great.
actually this is one of my favorites. This is a Magic card, but I did it entirely in the original Pokemon card frame. So
Oh,
all
that's
the Magic
awesome.
card elements are there, but they're like really weirdly like placed.
That's great.
It's Latchkey Fairy, but it's Klefki, so it's like
Yeah.
Pokemon Power Prowl, and it's like that's its Prowl cost. It's yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
I love crossover stuff.
I've got notes still on my phone from when I wanted. There was an artist that was doing those, and I've literally got one made up for Scrapper. Scrapper EX's ability would be Shiny Hunter, cannot be
Mm.
damaged by Steel Pokemon or Pokemon with Steel energy attached to it, because ferrets are little thieves and they steal all the shiny things.
See,
Yeah.
I actually don't know how the Pokemon rules work, other than that it'll like Pokemon card game. I used to play the video games somewhat competitively, but I know the card game involves a lot of coin flipping, but nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. And I've got ones that I was going to make up for Jin, because one of Jin's main characters is a hyena. Because Jin
Hmm.
is non-binary, so hyenas are kind of are very well represented within that crowd.
Yeah.
Because of the
So
way that hyenas are anatomically put together.
Yeah, so I know that's a thing with a lot of trans people because
Yes.
I'm particularly obviously associated with trans women where
Yes.
deer are incredibly popular, and in particular doing does that have horns is like a little like I'm trans because I have a thing that
Yep.
only like male deer would have, but I think that's neat, and I thought that that was like such a cool way that those things can be like expressed.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I love Jin's character. Jin's character's name is Jinaki, um, and it's funny if you ever see Jin and I, together, like out in the real world. I'm 6 foot, like 199. I'm not exactly a delicate flower, and I'll wear t-shirts or polo shirts and jeans and whatnot, and Jin's very very non-binary, androgynous, but Jin's also 4'10",
Oh my
and
god.
and wears a lot of like yeah, not anymore, but things like trip pants, or
Mhm.
very distinctly, I wouldn't say straight up feminine,
Mhm.
definitely borders a little bit more on the masculine. And since Jin looks a lot younger, people sometimes honestly
I know
L-
where this
yeah.
is going.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. We walked into Barnes and Noble once, and this guy
Oh
held open the
god.
door, and he goes, "Oh, I didn't want to keep you from your daughter." I was like, "Oh God, oh
Oh
God."
god, I'm lucky. So my girlfriend is like way shorter than I am, though it's fortunately like I'm only 5'7" and she's like 5 foot even, so it's not quite as extreme. And also like both being like binary women, people assume things less.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and fem lines with mains. I didn't realize that. I hadn't thought of that.
Oh yeah, that's a good. That's yeah. I know that that's like a thing that gets done, and I always thought that was really cool.
Yeah. So again, it's really good for anyone to express themselves exactly how they want to, and sometimes, I mean, I deal with my own image and gender
Hmm.
questions from time to time, so I've got my other characters that represent those things.
Hmm.
um but yeah, the I
This
can't believe
character
I didn't
looks like an
realize.
Animal Crossing character, but like just more adult proportions, and I kind of like that vibe.
Exactly, and it's again, that's I I'm just really digging these colors. Really, something that oh, that is so cool. So this is again watching the
Oh
art
yeah,
process for me. It's like, oh, that's neat.
so here's an interesting question.
Yeah,
This is easy for me to just go and like I'm gonna throw together a persona because I feel like it because I know how to draw. How do you do that if you can't? Like what was your process like? Because you said that you weren't able to like draw like this or whatever. Like how
that's
do you
a
go
really good
around,
question.
or how do you go about like experimenting with different concepts and stuff?
For me, it was I looked at a lot of the natural markings within ferrets, and how they are colored, and when I saw sable, which is a very common um color marking for ferret, but I was like, oh, that just looks right. And then Jin, who happens to be better in art than I am, Ben
Hmm.
Jin's very decent in art, kind of helped start um fleshing that out for me. And when I started shopping for my first suit, I was working with the maker, and they're like, okay, how's this for a pattern? So they were able to start getting me down that path.
Hmm.
But over time, since I've become uh, very friendly with a lot of artists in the community, it's been easier for me to go, hey, I'll throw you some money, help me out here. And they're like, sure, what do you want to design? I'm like, okay, how about this and this? And they're like, okay, great. And it's like, well, how do these markings work? Not so much. How about we go down this path? So, in that regard, for me, I'm lucky that I can just, call on a lot of artists, to come help me out with it. Um, but also there are I would say
I,
blank templates out there
oh,
that you can
yeah, that's a good
download.
point.
And you can't draw, so you can't draw the shape, but most everyone can still take colored pencils or markers or
Mm-hmm.
whatever and still kind of draw draw out the markings enough to go, all right, this is close, and then you can work with a an artist to get what's called a ref sheet done,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Oh yeah,
usually the
I've done a
yeah
bunch of those because
yeah
I have designed characters before for people. Like I think my favorite was somebody was like they were like, I want a moth that's also a bunny. So I was like, okay. So I pulled up
Ooh,
like all these. No, I'm so happy with how it turned out though. I need to pull it up real quick.
yeah.
Um, let's see. I think I had it on Twitter. And I was like, okay, so many moths have like those
Yes.
antenna, and I was like, what if those were like thicker and softer? And I just kind of like took the similarities of the because they were.
Okay.
Let me find it. Scrolling back, scrolling back, scrolling back, scrolling back. Goodness, oh my, what a week it has been. My goodness, I don't know how involved you are with Magic as a community, but
It's been a
just scrolling past the secret layer stuff, like, oh my god, that was this week.
it has been to me, it's been like a dumpster fire the past 2 weeks.
Oh
It's
yeah.
been awful.
Oh my god, did we set this up before that? Or am I
Did we?
just am I
I think it was about maybe what, a week and a half? No, 2 weeks ago, maybe a week and a half.
Oh my god. No, no, no. I must be missing something. This is then. All right. I'll just find. I'll find. Maybe I'll just. Hmm. Where? Like it must be. It's got to be somewhat recent. Cause you know what I'll do. You know what I'll do.
October 7th, we started talking about this.
Yeah. I'll just search tweets where we were responding to each other, and that'll narrow it down a ton. All right, all right. So from ScrapperFerret to Sheepy Cutie, and that'll narrow it down considerably. Well, yeah, okay, perfect. Unavailable? What?
Oh.
What? I'm very confused. I am so very. What? You know what? I'm not even. Whatever. Whatever. If it's gone, it's gone, and I don't even want to question what the hell happened there.
But yeah, a bunny moth hybrid sounds really cute.
Yeah, they were really cute. I will quickly draw them. Maybe like the character was You know what it is? The character is flesh tone, so I bet the bot thought it was like nude photos.
Oh.
So it was like this, and they had like kind of like rabbit ear, like this. Like
Gotcha.
that. But
Okay,
they were like the kind of like fluff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very cute character. Anyway, so yeah, I've never had difficulty with designing this sort of character. It's always been in feeling the vibe, but I'm kind of feeling the vibe with this one. I like this. Maybe this is a little smug looking, but then again, so am I.
But yeah, with the wings there on the eyes, I like that.
Let's see, and I want to pull in some of these lighter tones. Yeah. I remember, was there more I wanted? I had like I said, I had like a whole list of things I wanted to ask and talk about but no, then Twitter had to be down and I had to completely forget everything. Oh well.
It's okay. I mean, there's always so much to look into this, and I, honestly, I always thought it was fun. What you say, putting your characters in different, different. It's like it's fall time, so a lot of sweaters and boots come out, around this
Mm-hmm.
time of year, and you know, flannels and whatever people want to design and do with their characters is always something that I enjoy. I enjoy watching. And I've seen a lot of people start getting more into the VR
Oh yeah, that's
stuff.
like a big thing now, isn't it? Okay, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
big topic that I am so curious about now. Cause like I'm sure that like for a lot of people, it was like being able to look down at yourself and see yourself in that kind of body is like was never really possible. But
yeah,
now it is.
yeah.
And that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with some people to start getting one developed for myself, just because I want to see that, and it's one thing when you're wearing the fursuit itself, because you're still in there, in
Yeah,
some regards. And
everything I've heard about wearing one of those, you can't forget you're wearing it. It's very difficult to
yeah,
forget what you're wearing.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I even have a phase change ice vest that I
Mm.
wear, and it's either really great or really awful when someone hugs you, because it's like, okay, great, I'm getting this cooling thing, and you're like, oh, but I'm having ice smashed against my body. It's like,
Oh
um,
no.
so there is that. And as some people call it, if you take the head off in public, you are ruining the magic.
Uh,
Which that's in itself another
I imagine that is like
topic with it.
a hot take. So like wars have been fought over this one in the community.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like, and oddly, it's more of a European versus North American thing.
Real okay. So which side comes down where?
Europeans hate breaking the magic.
Really
There
interesting.
are some cons that will not allow you on the floor if you're
Hmm.
breaking the magic.
See,
They're like,
that's a
nope.
thing I'd heard of is that like they have designated places to not be like in costume or
Yeah,
to be partially.
yeah, but I mean, but looking at like Anthrocon and Midwest Fur Fest, which are the two biggest ones in the U.S., there are people walking around with with their heads off, or just pausing ahead, which you're gonna get a giggle out of this. Um, Walking around with like just a head and paws, and you've got like your arms and legs exposed like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's called poodling.
Oh, I see why.
So it's like some people like, oh great, they're poodling again, but yeah, Americans are a little bit more lackadaisical about it, because they're like, I'm not getting heat stroke just to just not to weird out somebody that I've took off my head. To hell with
Mm.
that. But yeah, a lot more of the European cons are really touchy about that.
That's so interesting. So are they more than like if you have it off then it needs to be off, or are there cons where it's like if you're in here at all you need the full fursuit?
I'd have to look more into it, but I think it's more like if you have it off, like if you have the head off or whatnot, like I don't know if they'll actually say, like, you either gotta go back to your room and put it on, or take the whole thing off, because you just can't. They don't let you do it.
Hmm.
um I'd have to look back more, and I'm trying to remember which one it was that was really tight on, and I don't know if it was your Eurofrints or not, but I know there was a couple that are like really sticklers. Like, if you don't have it on, you don't have it on. If you have it on, you're in, and you're in full.
Hmm.
And then I don't know how they feel about speaking in suit, because there are some suitors that I know that will not speak in suit.
That's That is fascinating to me to think about. I
Yeah.
had never considered that.
Yeah, and they express everything through, body gestures and emotions. Like if they'll
Hmm.
dip their head down if they're sad, and they'll put their hands up if they're happy and
Yeah,
whatnot.
so I know that, like, having seen like footage of people in fursuits, I always thought it was interesting, like, because the face doesn't move, just how like expressive in bodies they are, like, with their bodies, which is
Yeah,
also interesting because, like, I love watching. I've been watching Star Trek with my girlfriend, and it's so interesting to see. A lot of the alien races are like, they can't move their eyebrows; they can only open their mouth and like widen their eyes, and it's
yeah,
interesting to see how they're still able to emote with like such this like huge restriction on it.
yeah. For me, my let's see, Johnny and my first scrapper both have moving jaws. My second scrapper does not, but me, you can already tell, I generally don't shut the hell up. I talk a lot. So
You
having
make a
that,
good guest on a talk show, that's for sure.
yeah. So I mean, there will be times, I'll walk up to I'll walk up to tables if people are, eating it, and I won't touch them or anything. I'll just stand there. If they're looking at me, they'll wave, and I'll wave at them, and then I'll look at their plate of food, and then um the jaw on scrapper's really reactive. I mean, I can just kind of go "Ba, ba, 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 ba," and I'll do the whole like kind of going.
So how is
Yeah.
it controlled? Is it like,
Um.
is it your actual
The
face, or is it like a thing in your hand or something?
No, it's my actual face.
Oh.
My chin rests on a plate, so when
Mm.
I push down, the the jaw opens, so I can just go ba 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 ba, and you'll see, the jaw really kind of, emote with that. Um,
Is that
and
motorized, or is your jaw
nope,
providing
no,
all of
it
the
yeah,
energy?
my jaw is providing all of that. But there are some people that are getting into some really, really wild, mind blowing stuff.
That was
The animatronic
that was
tails,
that
the
was some of the
eyes.
other stuff that in the amateur tech, in the amateur like electronic stuff, was people who were doing like actually like they were inspired by uh Iron Man, the movie 2008,
Yeah,
where like he had
yeah,
that whole like thing where he would look around and see stuff around him. And they wanted to actually like do internal face tracking,
yeah.
which was just crazy to me.
Yeah, and people have got eyelids, I mean, there was a trend, of people having magnetic eyelids so they could have the sultry eyes or the happy eyes or the, angry eyes or
Oh my
whatnot.
god.
And do the same thing with eyebrows. And then, a lot of people, not a lot, but I mean, now it's starting to get on the cutting edge that people are putting the animatronics, in the eyebrows and the eyelids. So you'll see like the eyelids will actually come down, and sometimes they're even um like LED screens, so the eyes will narrow and
Oh
open
my
up and everything like
god.
that. It's
That's so
just,
cool.
it's absolutely fascinating.
It's sort of sad that like the entire furry community for like so long ended up being like looked down on and despised by the internet for absolutely no good reason, because I honestly think that so much of this stuff is like so cool, and so many people probably got turned off of it
Uh-huh.
like for really no reason at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a lot of that is, fear of what we don't know, fear of what we don't understand. And some people, that I've met and talked to, be like, "Oh, hey, I'm really curious about your fandom. So everyone's all, into kink, right?" It's like, no. It's like any fandom you'll find, it's like you can't tell me that people don't dress up like superheroes and do, and do crazy stuff. You can't tell me otherwise.
Sweats nervously in locked keychain, in locket necklace. Um,
Yeah, but
I've been adjacent in many ways.
yeah, exactly. And whatever people do, in their own time, that's their business. It's fine. It's and some people thrive on it because yeah, it's the only way they're able to safely express, some things that they can't do, or are worried about doing. There are more than enough horror stories, and I'm sure you've known or heard some a person say, I came out as this and my parents kicked me out,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
it's
know I know a lot of trans people who were first able to experiment with themselves in that way through like furry characters or other like fictionalized personas of themselves.
Mhm.
Like, I was one of them. It was more like a fictionalized like person that I was pretending to be on the internet when I was
Right,
like 12
sure,
or whatever. But
absolutely.
yeah, it's totally like a thing. This is I kind of like this character.
It's coming out real nice. And sometimes, honestly, there are times people will try 3, 4, 5, 6 times and just be like, this isn't quite it. This isn't quite it. I don't know. Maybe it's not for me. Who knows? But it's one of those things. If you feel there's an interest there, you'll find it. You'll find it at some point. It's just not always, the first time. It's not every, like I said, I feel like I was lucky, with mine, just going, ferret, perfect, done. So, that's, you know, uh, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say it's rare, but it's definitely not, super common. And like I said, oh, that's cute. It takes some people a while just to figure out what feels right.
Let's see.
I really
I have
like
to
the
look
eyes
up.
too.
I have to look up. Okay, cats' noses are shaped like that. They're like a little. Got a
Yeah, a
little.
little triangular-ish.
We've got like a little bit of.
There you go.
Hmm.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I need to break this face up into chunks and move them around though. This is a lot of any character design is like doing an initial
Yeah,
design, being like, all right, I like the concept, and now I have to fix
yeah,
all the terrible anatomy mistakes.
yeah. It's like you start off, you boom, here's the first 80%. That's done in like an hour, and then the next 20% is like, all right, 3 weeks later.
Oh yeah, like when I'm doing like a magic card altar, I was like, I'm done with almost all of it very quickly. Then I
Yeah,
have to spend 5 hours adjusting the kerning of every single letter individually,
yeah,
like to make sure that they're the exact right distance apart. It's madness. It's
yeah.
inescapable madness.
And the good thing is you can change them over time. I mean, Scrapper's definitely changed a little bit from here and there. But it doesn't really matter. It's still the same character. It's still the same concept. To me. So excuse me. So it works for me.
Yeah, it's a cute character. I like this.
Yeah, and then the thing is like, oh, what do I name it?
Oh no.
Oh
See,
no.
I'd probably just be boring and say, well, my name's Megan, so I'm just gonna go with that.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I know there's plenty of people who do that just use their real name, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I know. I'm one of those weird people on the internet who puts my entire name on everything just because,
Gotcha.
it's kind of like a thing that just as an artist tradition do. They like you sign your work, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
also
it's
helps
your
that it isn't
brand.
currently my legal name, which I really need to
Hmm.
get fixed at some point. But it's been a busy year. Hasn't been a priority.
Yeah, this year's been a little out of
It's
the
been a little
ordinary.
priorities have been
Yeah.
adjusted this year.
Yeah. Oh, I really like how the left eye is starting to look that with the shadow there.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, for me, Scrapper was again another uh the the proverbial sky open, the light shone down kind of moment. You're like, there's like Scrapper, perfect. I mean, it just fits ferrets, if you watch them, if you ever watch them run around, they're just like little, little carpet buzz
They
saws.
are very cute.
Yeah.
Wait, what does a carpet buzzsaw mean?
A nickname for a ferret is a carpet shark.
I see. They do kind of move like very fluidly.
Yeah, some people call them carpet sharks, cat snakes, tubes.
Tubes.
Yeah, carpet shark, ankle biters, obviously, but carpet shark has always been one of my favorites, just because they just love to nibble on everything. And they just zoom around. So yeah, a lot of people have called them carpet sharks.
Ah, so that's where the shark part comes from. Biting everything. Got it.
Ferrets will nibble anything.
Have you ever had like a pet ferret?
Actually, no, I haven't.
Huh.
Back in the day when I got married, I was really young and dumb when I got married. I got married at 24, and we had a Sheltie.
For context, is this a ended marriage or?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure I refer correctly and understand.
Yeah, we had a Sheltie, and after we split, I started the relationship with Jin, and and then Judge, that was the dog's name. He was just the sweetest dog. Passed when my son was about 3, and Jin, being more of a cat person, be like, yeah, can we look into getting cats? And I had never had cats before, and I had kind of like bad experiences with cats when I was a kid. So I'm like, yes. but so we have 2 cats, and they are both about as smart as your average baked good, but they are absolutely.
I don't know why I found that so funny, but I really did. About as smart as your average baked good.
But they are absolutely, they're adorable. They're lovely. Our Siamese, he's a snuggle buddy. The Tortie is an absolute Tortie with attitude, and she's a trip. But I love them both, and I've been very happy to have cats.
That's nice.
At that point, that day far off in the future, might I get ferrets? Maybe. But they are crazy, and you kind of have to ferret proof your place.
They also, I will say, they have an odor.
They can
a strong one.
Yeah, they can. I as much as I love ferrets, I don't want them burrowing through like my couch. I had a buddy when I was a kid who had a ferret, and it literally burrowed a tunnel through the back of his parents' couch, which they were less than thrilled.
Less than thrilled, I'm sure.
Yeah. I would love to actually get rats. I love rats. Rats are adorable.
Rats are very cute. Maybe getting a pet ferret is just too close to home. It's like you can't be competing with that.
Yeah, and it's funny, it kind of in some ways, a lot of people have actually had an expectation of, wait, you don't have a ferret? I'm like, no, I don't, because then I would be like, oh, take pictures of your ferret with your ferret. I'm like, yeah, I would, but I would wonder if I would get like too attached to them, because I mean my dog's been gone like almost 11 years, and I'm still torn up over that.
Yeah.
I'm still a mess.
Yeah, losing a pet is very rough.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I've thought about it. And it would be kind of fun, because they are absolutely a trip to play with. I don't know if you've ever had the experience of, Petco is not the greatest thing in the world, but gone in there a couple times and looked in there. You want to play with one? I'm like, hell yes, I want to play with one. It's like it's literally run around and
Yeah,
wiggle around a bit.
I have played with a ferret. A
Yeah.
friend of mine had one very briefly. Did not stick for reasons I honestly don't remember. I don't think it was anything dramatic. I think it was just like that it wasn't like
sometimes it
maybe
clicks, sometimes it doesn't.
maybe an impulse decision in the first place. Who knows?
See, this definitely has, a lot of makings of a very good, I don't want to say replicable, but it's the only word I can think of off the top of my head. Is something that you can definitely build and expand with and do a lot of good stuff with.
Yeah. Now, whether or not I actually do that is another matter, but I am...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I am... My expectations have been exceeded in what I thought I was going to be able to do in terms of making a character that I feel any connection to.
Yeah.
But I like going into things with an open mind and being surprised.
Oh, that's neat. What were you doing there with
I'm messing with different like color layers. Let's see, now is when I start really going in with the natural lighting effects.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, working on multiple layers is just amazing because you can do all kinds of cool stuff. Like, let me see.
I've heard that expression from more than one of my artist friends, including Jin's. Like, hey, just hear from the other room, wrong layer. It's like, oh
yeah, I've said that like many times already. Let's see. So like, but like one of the things you can do is you can like lay down this like heavy, like I'm doing a heavy blue. And then change the way that it affects the lower layers like this, and then kind of make it subtler like that.
Oh, that was neat. It's always funny when I see the end product. I'm like, oh, I mean, like I'll understand the general concepts, because I still paint miniatures and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, shading and blending and whatnot. But seeing it, happen that way is an entirely different.
Oh, okay. So do you for miniatures 40K or fantasy or
I've done
things?
both.
Right.
I've done both.
So I have this is just a complete subject change, but so I've always been fascinated by the lore and world of 40K, but
oh god, it's so good.
I've never gotten into the game.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and what's funny? I have a 3D printer, but
yep.
And like the reason that I didn't was like, well, it's like really expensive. But then much like how I got back into Magic once I realized there was a format where I could play proxies and people would be like not weird about it. I'm just like, I have a 3D printer right here. I'm like, The Tyranids, like, I do kind of love very bleak settings, which is part of why...
Oh, that's 40K.
Yeah, that's 40K! That is kind of why it appealed to me. I always thought the Tyranids were super fun.
Yeah. If you could see to my left, I've got a giant Delta 3D printer. This thing's got to be about 3.5 feet tall. I've got 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, mine is just like a really crappy one that I'm currently holding on to for my job, which is normally I'm like an extracurricular activities teacher, like math, coding. Minecraft has been a thing that I ended up teaching a lot this year. Because if you're teaching kids how to like do redstone stuff, you're actually teaching them coding fundamentals. It's also an amazing way to get them to learn about architectural styles, and there's no better way to teach them about brutalism than you want to learn about how to make concrete rectangles. Let's get some cobblestone in Minecraft. Let's do this.
What I'll recommend to you is look into getting a mini resin printer.
I know that's a thing.
Yeah, I can, because we have, let's see, we've got one big one, and we actually have 4 mini resin printers. We've got, the big 3D printer, and we've got a smaller traditional 3D printer, but a resin printer, so when you pull something off the 3D, it's got all those like striation lines, and if you run your fingernail up it does that. Resin doesn't do that. Resin comes out almost perfectly smooth. So yeah, there's almost no prep work that you have to do with it when you pull it off. The printer, as Meteor Strike there is telling you, it's definitely aimed more at miniatures, and you can get a reasonable mini resin printer for I'd say 250 and under. Even
Really?
lower.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I was
Absolutely.
because I know like the one that we have here is like on the older end, but I know that it was like at least 800 at the time.
Oh, the price of the technology has plummeted.
Mm-hmm. I
I'll
would
send
wonder.
you some links afterwards about some of the
Absolutely,
resin printers.
I'm intrigued because one of the things I've been doing recently is just like getting more and more wild with what my like magic cards are. I've started moving into like, what if it was like a 3D model and it's animated and it has an audio track? Like, just getting more and more off the walls.
Yeah.
Because if Wizards of the Coast is gonna start making like crossover cards with like The Walking Dead, I gotta up my game.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious as to what's coming next, because there's got to be some other stuff coming down the pipe. I mean,
honestly,
they're
if
just
they avoid
cranking these out.
if they avoid the one issue that I think everyone had, which was like the exclusivity, people are gonna be excited about it. Cause like honestly, I think if they had just said like, this is a preview, you can get this card early in the Secret Lair. It is coming out in like within the next year as a regular Magic card.
Yeah.
People would have complained because they'll complain about anything.
Yep.
But then they would have been like, okay, but this is cool, and then everyone would have liked that in the end.
Yeah.
But they just didn't. I've seen it suggested that these are actually alternate skins for Commander Legends cards, and that just because like the Secret Lair was contractually obligated to be on a certain date, whereas Commander Legends was pushed back, that it ended up just making them look like the biggest assholes ever. Yeah. And that's possible, but I don't know. But yeah, I love my crossover cards and doing crazy things. The thing I hope is that they get crazier with it, because those Walking Dead cards, they just look like Magic cards. There's nothing that interesting about their frames or anything. Like they could have, like, I saw some people like made Walking Dead cards that were like using the comic book styles, and I thought that was so cool. So yeah, I'm excited. It would be nice if Wizards would not have internal problems that make me not want to buy their products, but that's a whole other matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it was I gotta tell you, the when we did the Secret Lair thing, that was wild. That was wild. Excuse me. Being involved with that from well, obviously not from the beginning, but being able to create the costume and knowing what was coming and having to sign an NDA and all that.
I forgot that. I totally forgot that was you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You're very qualified to talk about this.
It was because I'd say within the Magic cosplay community, we're definitely known of. We're not at I would say those upper I don't want to say echelons, but some of the other content creators are far more involved and do far more for and with
direct
the community
work.
than we do. Like Olivia and Sprankle and Tappy and Nadine and whatnot. But if people saw it, it'd be like, oh, okay, we know who these people are. And by the way, all of them do fantastic work, and they're all great
Mm-hmm.
people. I love them all so much. I miss them. But when they gave us a call, when I'd say call, it was an email. It was like, oh, cool, yeah, I would love to do this.
Yeah. See, I mean, like there's like as much as I complain about Wizards of the Coast, if they reach out to me to do like some crazy pixel art stuff for Secret Lair, I'm so down.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just have to pay me Noah Bradley's rates because apparently they didn't look into him enough. So if you didn't look into him enough, you don't need to look into me enough as to why you're paying me the same rates. Yeah. I don't think that's likely to happen just because of what I do as a creator. I don't think they're gonna want to necessarily like endorse me, so to speak. I don't blame them. Yeah, I've had that joke saved for a long time. I've just been waiting for the moment when it was gonna be right to say that like they can hire me, but they gotta pay me Noah Bradley's rates.
Just I cannot believe how strange the whole community has been like the past. I'd say like 18 months, just because Wizards has made so many different changes, and how they're doing things and how they operate and whatnot. And wow.
Yeah, so some of that is also like I gotta give them credit where it's due. Some of that is not their fault. Like,
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah.
a lot of what they've had to do recently has just been like reacting to the virus thing. It is funny to me though that like they printed a card that was like like Space Godzilla Death Corona or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so not at all their fault, but that one got addressed instantly.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, the people that I feel for the most, and some people be like, but that's their job. Like the designers, like the card designers, that has got to be such a difficult job now because so many products have been put out there and so many, and a lot of people are complaining. It's like, well, geez, look how many cards we've had to ban in standard lately. It's like, well, yeah, because I mean, any set that you're going to have nowadays, it's going to be a bunch of filler reprints, and there's going to be like 5, 6, 7 cards that are ones that make a difference. And just like anything else, it's like when something gets that big, it's easier for just one thing to go, I had never thought about connecting this to this card, and everything going haywire.
I've been looking into Mana Crypt because I mean,
yeah.
Anyone who's seen my Twitter today can probably tell that I'm working on something big related to Mana Crypt. And something that I've learned is that it saw no play from being released in 1994 until 1999. Mana Crypt, one of the arguably, I think one of the 10 most powerful. I think it is more powerful than Time Twister. One of the most powerful cards ever printed. Nobody thought to break it. If that was printed today with the same like internet access and stuff today, it would be banned on Arena within a week because that's just kind of the reality of things. I am also fortunate in that I don't play Standard at all, so I don't care. I haven't had Arena installed in like a year.
Yeah,
it's a good place to be at to keep your sanity, I think.
Yeah, I when I initially got back in, I was trying to start playing Standard and at a competitive level, and then I got a little ways into it, and I'm like, nope. No. I was like, I've got my job. I've got I've got my kid to take care of. I've got my relationship. I'm like, no, this ain't worth it. I'll just I'll stick with I'll stick to like sealed Commander and modern. And
I had a lot of fun with Arena when Feather the Redeemed was in
Yeah,
format, because it was just so much fun to play like that version of Magic, where it is like it's a sequencing puzzle more than
yeah,
it is like a 1v1 game. But Arena is just not the same game to me, and I think a lot of people are upset with it and spend time breaking cards because they don't have the face to face that they are more craving nowadays in particular.
yeah.
Like I think Eldraine had some mistakes in it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I
Oh,
did a whole
absolutely.
YouTube video about this, talking about how Gingerbrute was an amazing card and Eldraine was an amazing set with a few knobs turned wrong, and then the camera pans back and it's just like 2020 banned and restricted announcement, 2020 banned and restricted announcement. Yeah, that was, yeah. What can you do? Oh, so yeah, I think this is a neat character. I should give them some magic cards or something. I'll just pull in my pre-existing magic cards, honestly. I'll just be lazy. Let me
Sometimes
see.
that's the best way to go. It's like,
Let's
how
see.
do I simply get this done? You know?
Oh yeah, I have a terrible habit of using my existing land arts as backgrounds and then just like blurring them. It's like I should stop doing it, but I made like 2 cycles of dual color lands, and they like, I want to use it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just scrolling looking for where is something neat. Cryptic command, that'll do.
Before everything went haywire with the coronas, um, did you? When was the last like large? Did you ever go to any of the larger events, like any of the
I
GPs or anything
did when
like
I
that?
was 15, and I
Okay, I
opted
didn't
to
know if you did.
never do that again. I
Yeah, I didn't know if
might.
you went back since that. But
Yeah, so yeah, I had a, I don't know. It's been alluded to many times on Twitter what happened, but
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
leave it unstated.
Yep, yep, yeah.
I would go back now. I
Hmm.
feel like the community has changed enough that I would expect things to be different.
Yeah.
And also just I'm not as naive as I was then.
Right. Right.
So yeah, there I go. I'm casting a cryptic command.
Nice.
So yeah, I only ever went to one.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately. Terrible
Oh,
first impression.
yeah, yeah. I guess the first one I went to, yeah, because I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm an extremely good player. I'm very average, if that. Um, the first Magic event I went to was GP Pittsburgh, and that was right after. See, I think it was. I don't know if it was in the winter when whatever it was. I was wearing my Jace cosplay, and I think it was like me, and I think there was one other person that had cosplay on, except for Christine Sprankle was there, and she had her booth there, and she kind of let me hang out with her, which was like a godsend because like I didn't really know too many people in the community or
Hmm.
whatnot, and she was really the one who got me more into the community, and was able to kind of move forward from there. But yeah, no, I can understand like if those things can be extremely intimidating. And like I said, I'm a very outward people person, and I walked in there going, I am in a completely foreign
Hmm.
environment. I have no idea what is going on here.
Yeah, I'm in such a weird place where I have become whatever. I never know what to call myself as a creator, but whatever I am, I have become that entirely during the pandemic. So I've never had the chance to like do the kinds of like meeting people and stuff. Like
Yeah,
I would go to like anime conventions occasionally, but not like magic stuff.
right, right.
This looks neat. Let me pull in some of this. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Hopefully I haven't quit Magic again by the time we finally get a chance. That would be so
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I'm glad that you're happy with how this is coming out so far.
Yeah, this is me just needlessly showing off my lightning brushes that I designed.
Lightning is cool.
Yeah. Okay. So I think, let's see, 8:43. So I think I did promise that I might be opening this proxy package that I got. Let me see if I can switch that over, because
Cool.
I think I'm done with this drawing.
Cool.
I'm very happy with how this turned out, and thank you so much for your help.
Absolutely. I'm
So
glad to be here.
I'm gonna switch my camera for a second. Let me see. Cooking show. That's which one it was. Because I did one of the. Oh, this is another one of my fun secrets. Is not streaming Arena is the best thing ever. I have streamed like mainly I just stream art or whatever I feel like, and it's like so little stress. Though like 2 weeks ago I did a cooking show with my girlfriend where we made sushi. So
Nice.
I'm gonna pop this open and let's. So yeah, this is an island. It's got me on it.
Well, yes.
Let's see.
So cool.
I like kind of remember what was in these, but not really. So I'm gonna get to. All right. So yeah, island. Yeah, I had two different arts of myself. These are gonna go in my mono blue commander deck as the land base.
I already approve. I'm a big blue junkie.
Yeah, I have like 18 commander decks, and it's too many. But that. Okay, so got your Gaia's Cradle. That's always a good start. Lithoform engine.
I like that.
Yeah, got some Wheel of Fortune. Got Bitter Blossom.
Oh, I like that. That's nice.
This the most popular card I've ever made, Toxic Deluge, but it's the Twitter interface. Oh, here, let me adjust the autofocus real quick.
That's funny. I like that.
Come on, Logitech. Because I actually want autofocus to be on for once. Let's see. All right, let's see. So yeah, that was very fun.
That's
Soul Shatter. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna just. Can I just? What? Why is it not? Give me a sec. I can't get the dang thing open. Camera control focus. Okay. Alright. The Soul Shatter, got my Cyclonic Rift. I also put that one on a shirt.
Oh, Cyclonic
More Soul
Rift.
Shatter. A Damnation.
I like that one. That one's
Prismatic
really nice.
Vista pixel art.
That's nice.
Confounding Conundrum. It is Golos, Azusa, and Chulain arguing.
Nice.
This is what I meant when I said my style is very American cartoons. Pixel art, Scalding Tarn. Oh, there's the Ginger Brute I designed specifically for my YouTube video about Ginger Brute, my favorite magic card. This is a Dusk Dawn based on the Kamigawa flip frame. I've been doing a series where I'm trying to replace two artists' art, and this was one of them. Skull Clamp. This is one I did on stream. Let me see. Nice. And here we get to not Nihiri. Akiri. These are from the animated sequence of it, like rotating around her. I don't know if you saw that, but
that's cool.
And there's two sides to each of them.
Oh, very nice.
I could technically make 800 of these and never repeat.
That's neat.
Yeah. Let me switch back. Okay, then we get into I did a cycle of the modal double face cards where they are pixel art on one side. And then they are an N64 style 3D on the back.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah. Agadim is my favorite. There's a Dark Souls bonfire like right there.
Oh, wow.
Balagat Sanctuary has super duper Crash Bandicoot vibes, which I am very nostalgic for. It's the glacier. Okay, and I also just gotta complain about the original design of these cards, like in normal Magic. This I put this reminder text as like it's huge right there. Like
yeah,
it's as big as the actual rules text because it is as important as the actual rules text.
Did someone just put up emotes of Liv? Ah, they did. Right. I miss Liv so much.
Okay, so that was the non-foil pile. Now let me open up. I've wanted to do this live for a while. I'm sorry I'm making you just sit here and look, but
no, I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
I happened to get these. The reason I found out that Twitter was down is actually I was at a dinner with my mom and my girlfriend. And all right. Let me. There might be a commission card that I'm not revealing yet in here, so I'm gonna quickly scan through and make sure.
I gotta call Liv. I haven't talked to her in like a couple of weeks at least.
Okay, cool. Commission. Yep. All right. So, so at the top we've got Necrologia, which I think not double-sided. Necrologia is one of my favorite cards to play in EDH because it's like a one-time necropotence that nobody is scared of.
Yeah.
Primal Command. These also always look so. These ones in particular look so good in foil. Another Gaia's Cradle. That's one of the wonderful things about proxying is you can just say another Gaia's Cradle.
Yes. Yeah.
You can say another's Gaia's Cradle. Strionic Resonator. This one is the foiling is so pretty on. More of the Dusk Dawn. Mind Stone. This is.
Oh.
The rules text is like engraved into this metal panel on this.
That's nice.
Very pretty. Command Tower pixel art.
I love that. I love pixel art so much.
Send me a list of which of these are your favorite at the end, by the way. I'll send them to you.
Fantastic.
Got Assassin's Trophy. This is Vraska stealing Jace's underwear.
I need a copy of that.
I'll send you one, happily.
Do you know who Tarmocat is?
Yes.
I talk to Tarmocat all the time, and I am going to send that to her.
I mean, I could probably send her one myself.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Like, tell me what you want, and I'll send that to you. Oh, there's Dolmen Gate, which it's a gate to the Windows XP background, but it's also like a hybrid like retro style and pixel art card.
Yeah.
A Sword of Fire and Ice, a Sword of Dungeons and Dragons. That looks very pretty. Mana Confluence, but it's Minecraft.
Oh gosh.
I wish that my you know what I can do? I can.
Honestly, I'm a big junkie for the pixel art. So if you want to send whatever you've got spare of the pixel arts, I'd be happy to have.
There we go. All right, got some more Soul Shatters. Yeah, I just did these cards, so I did like a ton of them. Lithoform Engine. This was such a fun layout to do. Like the 3 abilities are each on the on these 3 pillar thingies.
Yeah, that's neat.
Got a massive stack of Twitter toxic deluges. I'm gonna be sending those to a lot of people.
That is so good.
Um,
Uh,
Prismatic Vista
Prismatic Vistas.
again.
Oh,
Oh,
those are
and
so
then Mystic Speculation. Have you ever played the video game Slay the Spire?
No, I've heard of it, but
If you had, you would instantly recognize this. This is the Slay the Spire card frame as a magic card,
okay.
which is like much like this Pokemon card over here. It's I think it's really fun to try transplanting magic cards and such
Yeah.
into other frames. Oh, there's Divine Visitation, which is unreadable. Oh my god, I utterly failed at making that text readable. Oh dear, that's a problem. I thought I put these on the non-foil sheet. Whoops. Confounding Conundrum again. Let's see. Oh, Uzumaki Growth Spiral. Oops.
Oh.
Yeah, and Angelo, the Jeskai, as he's known, hasn't had an issue where there's only been a few cards printed in Innistrad that were Simic, so his Innistrad cube was like severely lacking. So I actually like made these originally, like the idea I had actually already had, but the idea of making these to put in his Innistrad cube because they're like Uzumaki horror theme.
Right.
Well, that is all of those cards I've got today.
Those are spectacular.
Yes. Yeah. Send me or I'll come up with some of my favorite pixel art ones and send them your way.
Sure. Oh, that
Just
would be
send me an address
spectacular. It'd be
later.
great. Absolutely.
I think that like exactly 2 hours roughly is a perfect time. Thank you so much for hanging out and
thank you for
guiding
inviting me.
through
I
this.
greatly appreciate it.
I'm gonna have to like screen cap this this character poster.
Yeah.
Let me see. But yeah, have a great night, you and everyone else.
Thank you
and
so much.
Thank you so much. Oh, let me switch the thing so that when I wave. Yeah. So thank you so much for being with me, and
Yep.
have a great night.
Thank you. Take care.